Welcome back to Cheddar News, everyone. As the EV space continues to heat up, one British company is rolling out an $11.5 million investment to expand its production capacity. Arrival Automotive is opening a high-voltage battery module plant in Charlotte, North Carolina, with 150 jobs expected to be created. Well, joining me now is Mike Ableson, CEO of Arrival Automotive. Mike, thank you so much for coming on the show. Your company based in London. Why are you opening up shop in the U.S. in Charlotte?
Well, the U.S. is a very important market for us going forward, Kristen, and so we've always known that we would be expanding in the United States. And in fact, this high voltage battery module facility is the fourth facility that we've announced in the U.S. And altogether, the facilities we've announced are about $100 million of investment and close to 800 jobs in total.
Why Charlotte in particular?
So Charlotte, when we were looking for somewhere to put our U.S. headquarters as well as some of our manufacturing facilities, we were looking for an area that we could attract talent. I think like any young company, one of our greatest impacts is the talent that we can attract. And Charlotte is a very fast growing area. It's also a city government that's very much dedicated to working on bringing transportation in the city to become zero emission. And so we found in the city of Charlotte a great partner to work with. We've been very pleased with the reception we've had here in Charlotte.
Are there incentives, Mike, that the city of Charlotte is providing as you do build out your operations here in the U.S.?
There are some incentives that we negotiate with the local authorities here, but I would tell you, this was not a decision driven only by incentives. It was driven by what we see here in the area and what works best for our company.
Mm-hmm. Now, it is a true testament to your business operations as well that you want to bring this production in-house at a time when we see many companies dealing with supply chain issues. Why bring this in-house, and at what point will it pay off for your company?
So Arrival uses a very unique approach to our array of electric vehicles. We've announced both a transit bus and a last mile delivery van, as well as in the future, a car. All of the Arrival vehicles use the same fundamental high voltage battery module. And so I think you see a number of the vehicle manufacturers globally coming to the conclusion that since the battery is perhaps the most critical component of an electric vehicle, they would like to have control of that component and they'd like to have that manufactured in-house. I think Arrival, we came to that same conclusion, but as I said, our approach is different in that this battery module will be used in all of the vehicles we'll produce.
They are very sleek looking vehicles, as we're showing on the screen here. Mike, is the expectation that the vehicles themselves will be on the road here in the U.S.?
Absolutely, Kristen. In fact, we start production next year, about the middle of the year, with our transit bus here in the microfactory in the Charlotte area, and then the last mile delivery van that was pictured will enter production towards the end of next year.
And in terms of how you're planning to build this out, it is unique that you're taking this micro factory approach, which you keep referencing, Mike, versus just the mass assembly plants and gigafactories that Tesla is pursuing. So talk to me about the micro factory route, why it works for your company at a time when we've seen other giants like Tesla go another way.
So the microfactory approach, Kristen, to your point, is unique in the industry as far as we can tell, and it sets Arrival apart. And it's basically the concept of deploying our manufacturing capacity in smaller chunks with smaller plants. And what this gives us is a lot of flexibility in how we deploy that capacity and how quickly we can deploy it. So instead of building a plant and then hoping that we have the demand to fill that plant, we can start working in a specific region to see what the customer demand is and then deploy an appropriate amount of manufacturing capacity. So it lets us match our manufacturing capacity to demand very closely and is therefore an advantage to us inside the company. It's also, I would argue, an advantage to communities where we locate these manufacturing facilities. It brings local jobs like it is here in the Charlotte area, and it gives the opportunity to work with cities on deploying zero-emission transportation at the same time that we bring local jobs.
Mike, let me ask you about this quickly. We don't have much time left. Obviously, these battery parts will be used in your own vehicles, but you can make customizable battery modules for other companies as well. And so the battery business alone that is in-house for you, how big is that business? What is the market opportunity there?
Well, our primary focus at this point is to use it in our own vehicles because we need to get into production next year with our own vehicles. But over time, with the greater and greater number of electric vehicles on the road, I think there may well be business opportunities going forward with other OEMs.
All right, Mike Ableson, CEO of Arrival Automotive. Can't wait to see these vehicles on the road someday as well as a car. I hope you'll come back on the show. Mike, thank you so much.